Okay, okay, and we are live. And yesterday we were looking at Typer, which is a Python library for creating CLI applications. And we went through the basics. So we are following this user guide, and we went to the first steps, and we got the the terminologies being used and how to create the you know create a simple CLI application. So today we will start with understanding how to make the app look more vibrant by adding some colors and adding some colors to the terminal and seeing how it shows up. Then first we'll just go over through what we did yesterday so that we get some context here. So first step, I installed Typer, and I have set Typer, and we have added this you know type of installment. I think I have seen something like this in Rust, where when we are installing, we have the package name, and we can in the brackets we can say, do we need all of the features, or we could just specify individual features. So I assume it's something like that. So basically, what the documentation says that when you so if you remove this part, you just get typer. That's it. If we put all, we are getting two more libraries, assume, which is this rich, which enhances the look of the application, CL application, and something around. I think I can just go to user guide. I think installation, something with S. I forgot the name. So installation. So if I type, so basically that package provides shell sessions. So auto completion in the shell. That's what it provides. So yeah, I'm yet to explore the package, so I'm not familiar with that. But yeah, so that's yeah, Shellingum. Shellingum is a package, so it will give us automatically detect the current shell when installing and provides completion and stuff. I'm not entirely sure what it does. To I mean, apart from that, I have not dived deep into it. But yeah, so let's stick to Typer for now, and we will continue with our learning. So I install the package. First, we had to change to the so automatically we are inside the virtual environment. So that's good. Now inside main.py we can see the first step is to import typer, which we did, and once we do that, now here we can initialize typer and assign it to this variable called app, and then as we need commands, we can just create as a normal Python function, and we can decorate it with an app.command, which will turn to a command. So if we now try to run it, we can say main.py, maybe Python main.py, and we do help. We can see this is what we got yesterday. We have hello command, which is this block. Then we have print language. Then we have print to coding skills. So these are the commands that we have. So if I want to know how to call print to coding skills, I can put the name of the command. So so when a new user picks up, uh, what they can do is that okay, they can do the name, python main.py, then hyphen hyphen help. Obviously if we are publishing it, then they would just put out the name of the CLI. But here in case, because they have the source code, this is how they will do it. And here they can see the options. Then we have the commands, and if they want to know okay what print to coding skills does, they can either read it here. This function prints the selected coding skills, or if they want to know okay how the the inputs that it takes, they can do main.py, then the command name and hyphen hyphen help. And here we can see it has an option called skill 2, which is provided by the hyphen hyphen skill 2, obviously, and which is optional. If you no need to give, no need to give. Then you have an arguments, and arguments are where skill. I mean, argument named skill one is which we have to pass. So let's try to do just that. So here I can say Python or Flutter, and I can say skill 2 is Node.js. So it prints out selected skills Flutter and Node.js. But if I want, I can remove skill 2 and it will still work. So that's what we have so far. Now we want to see how we can do, make it look more colorful. We can make it look vibrant. So let's start with that. So again, same things that we saw yesterday. Then you can say you can also display beautiful and more information rich. First, you need to install it. Okay, we had done this step yesterday. Rich comes with typer, so it's already there. But if you're not like initially, if we didn't put the this all, we could just would have put it here as rich, and it would have just picked it up. So that's an option. But we already have rich available. I think because we have rich available, that's why we are able to see that red border and outline stuff happening there. So yes. So now I have to import rich. So I think we can just try to see the difference. What we can do is add Python main.py, and we could just call the hello command, and I could put v code, and it says hello v code. So now this is not like plain text. Let's see what rich adds to the table. So import rich from, not import, from rich import, sorry, from rich import print. So they have wrapper on the print that does that. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure if this will work, but let me see. Now if I just save, if I do run, it shows same. Because I think it's, I mean, maybe I have to use this example to see it. So let's copy that, we put it here, and here we can say print just data. And now if we run, we can see it, some form of this color variation is there. Let's see without using this what happens. Okay, so this is the difference. So now I commented out the print from rich, and this is how it shows in plain white. But the moment we import print from rich, we can see it turns, at some level of coloration, some level of vibrancy to the console logs or prints. So that's what we have, and then let's look into other options. Oh wow, this is interesting. So, like, so the first print. I mean, when we commit out, we have the normal Python print, but with Rich we have an enhanced print which we are importing, and it helps you do something. You know, I mean, it looks like HTML tags. I mean, you could compare it to that, but it's not exactly that. So basically, we need, if we need a word, let's write. So I want this to, so I can say this to be bold. So I can say bold, and I say hello, and I can close it. Let's go step by step. So here now this hello is bold. Okay, wow, that's interesting. Okay, so basically within the brackets you can provide the styling. So I said okay, I need the text to be bold, and I also want to be in red. So now, okay, I think we got an error. Maybe something to do with the terminal. Not sure. Hello. I think. Okay, so okay, found, understood. So because I have added this styling uh, red here, I need to close that. So this looks familiar to HTML. So now we can see it's both bold and you know red. Let's turn it to green because we want to be friendly. So hello, maybe say yeah. Let's go with the suggestion that's coming. Let's do a hello world first. Then we can, and wow, that, so the green looks a bit more like blue, but yeah, that's because of the overall theme that's going on in VS Code. But we have that. And I think we can now comment this out. No need of that. We don't need this. So yeah, so let's put it back and let's see how. Okay, so maybe hello can be in bold green. Then this, what we can do is that let's hello. Then we need to print the name. So how will I do that? Uh, I don't think I can put the name. So I had to like like first of all set this variable inside like this word string into a variable, then do that. Let's try. So you can say greeting equal to formatted hello name, and it can take bold green, and name we can say bold blue. And okay, I don't need bold, I just need blue. So we need to close blue. And what happens if I just call greeting here? Will it work? Let's try it, and it works. It works. So if I change name to Flutter, it will say hello Flutter. And if I say Node.js, it will say hello Node.js, and it's formatted. I think maybe it could be put inside inline. I'm not. Uh, let's try that also. So if I call it here, if I uncomment data and I say F, and here I can put name. What happens now? It's working. Great. So this is the simplest way. So I don't think this is needed. We can comment that out. So this is how we can enhance the you know prints that we do to the terminal. We can add much more vibrancy. So now it's working great. Then we have vegetables. Okay, oh, that looks interesting. You can you know we can create a game like inventory, like I look at that and feel like some game inventory, like text based RPG game or something like that. It looks gives that kind of a vibe. So console, oh, and so it's named console. The way rich works in is that uses a console object to display the information. When you call this thing, it automatically creates this object and uses it. But for advanced use cases, you could create a console yourself. And this is how we create a console. And you can set it as a variable, table item, table add row. Also, this is how you declare a table. And these are the headings of the rows. And you can add row. Uh, so this is interesting. And I think, yeah, I think this is again rich to table or something provided by rich. So that's very interesting. And then you're doing console.print, which reminds me of JavaScript console.log. And this is interesting. Like I could see, places that could be used. And then we have typer and rich. Mm, okay. So if you are wondering what tool should be used for what, typer is used for structuring the command line application with options, and in general typer tends to be the entry point to an application. So typer is the wrapper that you use to create the whole CLI thing. Then if you want to enhance the application, add some more vibrancy to it, you can use rich. So rich is used for the parts that need to display information. Yeah. So when you're displaying information, you don't have to make it boring. You could make it more vibrant. So for example, an admin should be to achieve combining both typer and rich. And we have standard output and output the things prints things it is actually writing to the usual file of standard output. Standard error. And just a second, we have, okay, great. So now we have to, okay, I think so. That's the basic. Basically, if you know Rich and you're building a CLI application using Typer, you could just integrate Rich and you could utilize your knowledge of Rich to make enhance the application. So that's the whole idea. And uh, again, it talks about some technical details and tips. So if you're interested, we could go through that, and everything is bad. Oh, okay. So again, type.style will let you, control more of the things. So like you could put like a background color and other things. Disable reverse, inverse rendering, bling. You could make the text blink to underline dim. Okay, disable dim mode. This is badly supported, and enable disable mode. So type.echo. It's like type.echo, but also adds style, like type.style. So you can create colored string to output with type.style. Okay, so basically you could just call type.style, which will allow. So here we were using print. I mean, we can have the print. On top of that, we can do type.style. So I assume this is again a wrapper on rich, or it's using rich behind the scenes. again you are much better of using Rich for this. Okay, so it's not using Rich actually. This is something offered by Typer, but yeah, even they say recommend that it's better if we go with the Rich than. But this looks interesting too. Like this looks neat to me. So okay, great. Okay, and if you see they are using click here. I mean type.echo is typer.echo is coming from click, and click again. I think they are. I'm not sure if underneath they are using click. So click is again another library which helps you create CL applications. So even if we look at the if we see at click group at click command, it looks again familiar because I think typer is using click behind the scenes, or maybe they're inspired by click. I'm not sure, but it looks very familiar. So once you learn typer, then you could use click, or if you have click knowledge, you could uh, get into typer very easily. So okay, now that's great. So now what we can do is that so this is, and I want to try that bling part. So let's see how bling works. So that was here. Good. FG. So how do I make it blink? Blink true. So I can say hello world and blink true. Great. Thank you, Copilot. So nothing happened. Why? I think I have to echo or message not plus ending. Uh, type dot colors dot green. I don't know why it didn't work. So I did this printing, but okay, so it's not working. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm fine with using rich. So now let's move to something much more interesting. So let's create an application, CLI application. So I had few weeks back I had created this project called AI Haiku. So basically, this is I'm using GPT 3.5 in behind the scenes, and user can, and it's a server. So basically, it's using GPT 3.5 and fast API, and there is an endpoint. So this is the endpoint. You can slash haiku, then you can provide a path variable called theme, a query param called theme, and a value of a theme you could put like ocean or whatever you want to put, and you can make the request, and the fast API will like accept the request and then call GPT 3.5 behind the scenes. And so the how the code looks is that, so yeah, so this is how the AI project code looks. So here we have fast API, we have LangChain and LangChain OpenAI, all those things going on. We also have the OpenAPI key here available, and if it's in the environment variable, it will be auto loaded. And temperature I have set to 0.9. So basically, temperature is if it's set to 0, then it will be less creative and it will give realistic thing. The moment you start to increase the temperature, the AI can hallucinate, and which indeed will give you more creative stuff. But then if you're building an application which needs to be rooted in reality, then or giving correct information, you should keep the number to 0.2, 0.3. But because this is a creative application, it's about a poet, I mean writing poems, so I have set it to 0.9. And here you can see I'm using GPT 3.5 turbo, and This is the again langchain code is here. So I'm saying okay, I'm creating a template saying okay, write me a haiku about this will be the human template. So like it's similar to me going to ChatGPT and typing out write me a haiku about and putting a theme. So I have turned it to a template. Then I'm doing the channeling and stuff. Then I have the system template. So here I am. This is where I'm saying that you are an expert haiku poet who is in love with nature. And again, this prompt engineering part, and there are better ways to write it, like act as a haiku poet and all those things going on. But I just kept it very simple. I was just tinkering around with the project and all these APIs. So yeah, so this is what it is. And then I'm using chat from template, then from messages, then setting it out, then chat from, then and I'm initializing first API. Then I have the two endpoints here. One is slash health, which will let me know if the server is running or not, and slash haiku. Then query params, which is uh, the theme of the poem that I want the AI to write. And the moment a code hits here, so that's how I said. So if you see the code, it looks very familiar to typer code. So here if you see, we have a tab dot command, and we are also initializing a typer here. And you can see the same pattern. We are initializing first API, and the app, we are using that app, and we are using the decoration. So it's an app dot get, and so each function here is a endpoint. In the typer, it's each endpoint is a command in the CLI. So it's again similar concept built by same people. So yeah, and yes, so that's the whole idea. So I'm using Docker to run it. So the server is now running on 8,000. So this is the thing that you saw. So this is a poem. It's written endless ways crash down, whimpering secrets untold, oceans, ancient voice. Maybe something on pencil, and it says graphite leaves its marks, words flowing from lead and tape. Pencil tells my tale. So, so yeah. So what I want to do is that I want to create a CL application which will let me run the CL application and input a theme, and it will eventually make call to this endpoint, the server, and which is running on my local host. And we should eventually get back this, and maybe we can do some formatting, some coloring, and we can display it. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not sure how success I will reach. So for that, to make the calls, I will be using this library called Rickus. So like I last used it like long time back, so I had to go through documentation and let's learn it. So you will start by creating new project. So here let's say uh, haiku AI haiku CLI app. So this is our let's cd into it, a haiku CLI app, and we have to do Python 3 if I'm VNV. So first we'll always initialize, we'll create a virtual environment, so that then we have to activate it so that um, all our installations are inside the virtual environment. So yes, now let's do touch main.py and let's open it in VS Code. So now we have the project running here. Let's also touch requirements.text. So here I can say I need typer, and I need all. I need request. Sorry, this is okay. So I have to check how to do it. So installation of pip install request. Yeah, so it's named request. So I can just put it here. Then I can say pip install from our requirements. Okay, so we can see typer is installed and requests are installed. Requests is installed. So now let's go to quick start. So now inside main, what we can do is that we can import requests. That's first. Then we need typer. So import typer, and we have app.typer. Then we need uh, type.command and main. I don't think we need main. We'll be having a command. Mm, I think we don't need a separate command. Like we don't have a command. We can just run the application and we can uh, put in theme in the argument. So which is the first example we did from documentation. So it's here. So here we called def main and we said okay name string and we run it with typer.run and that was letting us get grab the argument. um, but it's not that interesting. So let's say let's imagine this, we have different commands it will take, but for now let's don't go the main way. We can say def right haiku, then it takes in theme which is of str, and uh, let's say okay like that. So it says right, so this is the uh, doc. What was the name? I forgot the name it was having. uh, Doc string. Yeah, so this is the doc string. So when this command will be called or when we do the help, it will be shown. And this is how we. So usually when I'm trying out something new, I will turn off the copilot. Uh, Today I just let it. So yeah. So when you are learning something new, it's always better to just turn off copilot or any other AI stuff that we are having and just type it out fully. But I'm familiar with this library, so I mean I have used it earlier, so it's fine. Like so when I did this AI project, I had the copilot turned off and I was coding like each and every single line myself. So it's interesting how the copilot was able to infer the port and even the URL figured out. So that's very impressive. Like so usually when you're doing something like this, you will have a .env and your env will have the URL, and from that URL you are calling passing it here and all. But yeah, this is interesting. I don't. Yeah, so basically it wrote all the code. So it even wrote typer.echo and great. Let's see. So uh, now we have to just call this. So if I do this, think I think that's all. Now I can just say main.py and I can do a help, and here we can see we have main.py help write haiku, uh, which takes wait So it's not so arguments. It takes theme, and we have an option. So wait, I have to. So again, we can see the doc string that we provided here is shown here. So now if I say uh, write haiku help. Mm, I think because it's only there's only one function, maybe it's assuming that when we do Python main.py, it knows to just run this particular thing. That's why we are able to do this part. So let's see. So here again, theme is required. So I can say pencil, and I get another got an unexpected extra argument. So that's why I said because you only have one command here. I assume it's taking it loading that particular command, so you don't have to specifically point it out. So it will be Python main.py and pencil. Great, something happened. Localhost haiku theme. Okay, so again this because autopilot filled it in. I did this way, but usually I will use a lot of print statements and so I will say user entered thing. So if I do pencil again, you can see user entered pencil. So this is how I usually code. Like I will say okay. So I want the user to enter on this variable called argument called theme. Then are we able to get that inside our function or our command? And we are able to get that. Then but if we look straight we can see the what's happening. It says 404 not found. So the reason is that the copilot guessed it wrong. So this is why we need have a dot env or just just copy this stuff. So the url is this, and it's like this. Wait, and here it's theme. Okay, now if we run we should see it's taking some time, and we are success. I don't know why we are getting the trace back error. Maybe type a dot echo haiku locals. I think I skipped that part where it was talking about type a documentation was talking about this error output. But yeah, so let's forget what corporate have returned. So we have response. So first is we will print response and we'll see what response is. Not status code. I need response. So let's do that. Okay, and we can see response is 200. So that's not helpful. We should be getting this JSON. So maybe I can do response.json. So if I run it again, I should be getting yes. So the it's inside response.json, and response.json has something haiku. So I think this has to be capital H. So now if we run it again, we can see it working. It's output correctly. So we are success. Okay, so what happened? So here we are using request library to do a get request to this URL, and we are providing the theme entered by the user while running the command. So because there's only one command, when we don't have to specify it exactly, we can just do python main.py and just provide the argument for that particular command, and it will run automatically. So we set pencil, and this happens, then it's saved into a variable called response. Then we do set it out to we have maybe I think we can say data. So we have this variable data and response dot uh, JSON. We are setting the value of response dot JSON to data so that we can get this JSON object. Then here we can say data and capital H haiku. The reason is that here in the JSON object we have the capital H haiku, then the value. So this is how I have created the server. So here you can see if when success it returns capital H haiku and the haiku root content, and so that's how it works. So now I think we can remove the unnecessary print statements. So we don't need that, and we don't need this. So now if I run, I get just 3 lines of haiku. Again, if you don't know what haiku is a Japan poem, which have like 3 lines of five, seven, five syllable each. So if I put it here, ocean, we can see it have written. So there is 3 lines. Then so these will have 5 syllables. The first line, 7 syllables in second line, and again 5 syllables in the third line. Total 17 syllables. So that's what haiku is. It's a type of poem, and yeah, they're good to. I think it's already done. Right, we have a CLI application where user can put in a uh, theme, and you know the AI writes a haiku poem, and the server returns it, and we are displaying it to the user. We can make it look more colorful by using the import from rich import print. Thank you, Copilot. So here I can do uh, you can do let's see what happens if we do this. We have not added any color, but let's say I don't know. Like the thing is that I want. What if I want? Okay, let's put it to blue for now. Blue, then blue. Thing we put it in the wrong place. So now if we run, wow, that looks good. So uh, let's run it again. Finally, so we have the poem coming from the AI. It's being displayed here, and the whole CLI is built using Typer, and we have we are using rich to display the text in a beautiful way. Again, if you play around with rich, we should be able to make it like more beautiful, maybe to maybe separate each line with a different color and such. So let's stick to this for now, and yes, so I'm pretty happy with that. I just learned to create a CL application using Typer and Python, and this is the basics. And yeah, it was easy to pretty much easy to pick up. What we can do now is that okay, I'm searching for my docs. Okay, let's see how we can build this into a proper package. So let's go through that again. Here there are many ways. Like if you have a maybe how to show a progress bar. Okay, maybe we can do that. Mm, so we have something called total, which is zero, then value on track. How we can do that? So maybe between this, if we put a loop here, then maybe it will just keep running. So I'm not sure how to do that, but this looks gorgeous. Like you know, Typer will be my first choice if I want to build a CL application for sure. Like, it doesn't look old, you know, boring CLI vibe. It it's beautiful. It's very modern and classy looking. So wow, this is also great. So how this is done? Progress pin column. Progress don't add track. I like the docs actually. I don't know how what they are using, but this is very interesting. Like how we could see the terminal, code happening here, and you could uh, restart it and see it taking. So I can show you how beautiful animation here in the top, but at some point in time it will look like this. Imagine it spinning. Okay, interesting. So let's see. Let's import and let's see how. So from reach dot progress. Let's also try that. Why not? So with progress, let's again copy again. Like it's better practice to if I'm learning something very complicated, something which I have zero knowledge of, I would just type it out. I won't be copy pasting. So I assume if I put it here and progress as progress. Is that a function which I can call out with progress as progress? Then progress dot add. It's like with progress. I'm very I don't know what that with is actually. Progress dot expected integration as progress dot add task. Then time dot sleep. Time is not defined. We need time also. So I think that's from the about time. I think we might get an error for time. I'm not sure. Wow, it worked. Wow. Okay. So time is default. Like you don't have to install it from external. And well, that was interesting. I didn't expect it to work in the first try. So because request dot get will be taking some time. What we can so I will show you. So we comment this part out. Then if we run it again, we can see this lag, right? Because there's a time that for the CLI to talk to server, and server will talk to the OpenAI API, and again the hike poem has to come back from this OpenAI. The AI has to generate first of all, then it has to send it back, then it has to get back to our localhost 8000, then it has to get back to this response. Then only we can show. So that this portion of nothingness can be avoided by adding this progress bar here. So let's uncomment it and we'll run it again. And here we can see as soon as that can happen, then there is this processing preparing, which is very interesting because I like that how we could put these steps there actually, because that's what happening, right? Processing is happening. Maybe we could add one more text called request has been made. Let's see how to do that. So request made. So if I run, it will say request made, processing preparing, and it will then display. So the as soon as this returns some data comes back to response, then this will automatically disappear. So that's why I was earlier worried about trying, because I was feeling what if it doesn't stop. So that's been taken care of. Maybe we can try this also. Let's see. So if I put it here, and track is not defined, so that's from track. So now if we do this, okay, so that's not okay. That's working. Wow. So, but the uh, beauty with this was that it was disappearing, but this will process things. This will just stay. So I'm not liking that part. Otherwise, maybe we can comment this out for now. Then we can. I don't need this. Then I can do. So it's great. Yeah, like no, it's great. Even there's time, the time taken, and yeah, it's works great. Like so many interesting application we could build with this. But my only problem is having this. But then I think there's a way to clear it out, and like it's not that big of an issue. It's good, but for this application, let's comment this out, and let's uncomment this part, so that we have this beautiful three-step process happening, and then it goes out. Then we have the poem coming. So this is beautiful. Okay. Then what we can do is that, so mm, okay. So now I want to see how to build the CLI. So I think publish to back. Okay, so that's publish. But before publishing, we need to see how the build happens. Poetry. Okay, so we have the application ready. Poetry shell. Poetry and this is actually creating a new project with poetry. Uh, so we will use poetry. So how did poetry? So here documentation, introduction, system requirement should always be installed dedicated requirement to isolate it from the rest of the system. That is to be managed poetry. If you are viewing your uh, the ensure poetry on dependencies, and to install poetry first. So maybe I will go here. Pip, no pip install. I had to say poetry. So if I do pip install requirement.txt, I assume it will install poetry. Yeah, we have poetry installed. Installing packages. So yeah, we have poetry installed now. So poetry is what we are using. I mean, what Typer is using to build a CLI, and it will also let us publish to Python. So this is like npm packages. I mean npm.js in the JavaScript place where we could, you know, uh, search for packages and install packages. So here we do npm install. In Python we do pip install. Same thing. Here we can see typer. Yeah, we can see typer here. Similarly, if you want, we will be building a package and publishing it to PyPy. So we have installed, so we can see it here, Python packaging and dependency management by etc. That's what the poetry does. So yeah, poetry comes with all the tools you might need to manage your projects in a deterministic way. You can build them, you can publish them, and yes. So I learned this. So yeah, when you, like in Windows, you have the .exe and such, extensions. Similarly, when you build a Python library, you'll get this .whl extension, which is wheel. So you could just share this uh, particular one file with your with anyone you want, and they could just do pip install and provide this wheel file path as argument, and it will be installed in the system. Other step is you could just publish it to the pipeline, and they can install from here also. So that's very interesting. Now, so this is adding of stuff. I want to see how I could install stuff, modify project metadata. Is there an init command, something like that? Poetry help. So here we can see current version and see space description list and see no cache directory. What if I do poetry list? Okay, so when we do poetry list, we can see many things. Okay, so uh, type and answer documentation where they're creating an entirely new project using poetry. But here we already have the project ready, so we need to just initialize it. So poetry, and we can do init. Getting so package name is haiku CLI App. Version description author Vishnu, fine license. Like to define your main dependencies interactively. Uh, yes. Also, as for leave plan to skip. So you can specify a package in the following form: single name, not just on paper. So we need type all. So this is 0 and use latest version. We can request and again 0th index, and would you like to define your development dependency interactively? No. And file is generated. Sorry, it is generated. Would you like to define development dependency interactively? And tools for very poetry, a haiku, CLI description. This is look. This is like a package JSON of npm, and we have the dependencies here. Poetry core and below poetry. Do you confirm generation? Yes, I confirm the generation, and I can see the package here. Maybe I can leave the author information blank, or I could put English, or maybe we could put the code. It's fine, doesn't matter. So this is our by project.toml. This will be used by poetry. mm, CLI app for CLI app for CLI app that prints out random haiku from the A generated haiku API based on the user entered theme. theme. Okay, so like obviously if you are publishing to PyPy, we'll be adding much more proper information. But this we are just learning, so no intention to publish. So we have that, and I think that's it. I think we need a script. We don't have a script, so we need a script, and we can say this is the project name, and this is how we run it. This is our folder and main, and main will end up here, and this will call app, which is a typer initialized thing, and I assume this will work. Then I think that's all we need. Can I just write a haiku? It says a haiku not found. Yeah, that's an example. We have to do few more steps. The app is a thing to import from the module to. This is an example of how if we are about to use this package somewhere else, this is what we would use. So this is, I think, this is specific to poetry. Uh, so it's not just CLI. You could even publish other packages using poetry. So it's about that. And now we can installation was already done. Then installing. I should open this from log file. Maybe I will try to do poetry install and see what happens. Okay, yeah, so install was required, sorry. Yeah, so we added this pyproject.toml, which is like the package.json in npm, and but we had not installed, so we had to do poetry install, which will do the real installation, and we can see something called poetry.log. This is like the package hyphen log.json, which will lock in the versions. So here we can see Python pipe forwarding, Mozilla certification, and other extra pack dependencies that has been installed. So yeah, you can see click is there, colorama is there, rich is there. So yeah, many other dependencies are installed. And now it could not be installed. No such file or directory. Do we need readme? Is readme compulsory? So let's make it use a new read.me. So what is significance of readme? So let's change it beautiful. It's file readme.rst. Let's change it to readme.md. So the change the extension from .rst to md so that we can use the markdown structure. Do we need readme? Add script. Okay, so so this file is missing. What if I just comment it out? Like, is it needed? Let's see. Okay, I think. Okay, so now I just install. That's it. Now I have to do poetry build. What I say? Building a phone package, one for package, a haiku CLI app. So let's go back to documentation. So we did okay. So here in the test folder, I can see two things, but with mine, we had only target the unused by poetry, but I can already use it. Maybe I think we need readme. So if I do this and I do readme.md, and if I do poetry install, nice string a haiku clam readme. Okay, sorry, I installed in the created the file inside test folder. So now if we run current project could not be installed. No such file slash folder found for package. Hmm, is it talking about this? No folder found. Maybe it's talking about this part. Poetry. Okay, so let's look again. So I think this is important. So let's see how poetry has. So the project names are all lowercase. Let's can we rename it? Okay, open dot. So I was just meaning to open this. So I will try renaming. I'm not sure that's the issue, but a haiku CLI app. So now if we do, we have to I think reload. Mm, not sure if that will work. I think I had to close and open. Maybe I will just do that. So now if I do code dot, we might have something working. So poetry install. It says current project could not be installed. No file or folder found for package A Haiku CL app. Install the current project A Haiku CL app. Current project is no root. Okay, what about poetry building? Yeah, so it's not able to find here the main convention. So in the terminal we have a haiku CLI app dot main. I think it's something to do with that. Readme is there, so readme.md that's taken care of. Script this is the script. This is a haiku, and it is calling this. poetry, create a project. So poetry new. This will create package. Package portal gun in portal gun. Okay, so when you do create, okay, so when you're creating something, okay, wait. So I think if I just get out of this and I do poetry new, okay, poetry new, uh, CLI haiku app, okay. So here you can see project creator. So okay, so this is the how the structure should be. Maybe I think there is an option maybe with when you do poetry in it should have been come, but I'm not sure. I had to dig through the poetry documentation. But now let's try with this method and see what happens. So I will keep this and I will open this inside here, and here we can see we have CLI haiku app. Okay, so the folder structure is very different. I think it was mentioned in the documentation. Maybe I missed it some. Okay, yeah. Okay, my mistake. It is mentioned here. So there has to be folder. You can see then they have generated. So this is the structure it need to be. That's why. Okay, no worries. What we can do now is that we will dot py and this is how the uh, author and my project dot formal looks. We need to dependencies. We need can copy paste from there. So here I can just copy this, put it here. Then I just need. Then I just need main dot py. So I need. So I can create main dot py. I think it can be created outside also. Okay, it has to be inside. So I can put it here. Then I can paste the code and I can maybe do some cleanup here. We can remove everything that we don't need, and let's remove that. And I think to here create an extremely simple type of app, and as we are creating an installable Python package, there is no need to add a section with if name. Okay, so again same thing because I'm creating a package first time, so that's why. So this section is not needed when we are building a package, so this can be removed, and that's removed. Now all we have in the main.py is just the plain workable working code, and then what? uh, I think that's it, right? I think we need to add script which is already added. So now if I open the terminal and if I do poetry, I think I'm in the wrong project. Okay. So now I have to do poetry install and done. So the folder structure was the issue. So first, the folder structure has to be like this. There has to be init .py, and then we have to have the main.py inside that, and without the if main uh, if name equal to main code. So when you are building a package, you don't need this. because we have init.py available, and we have to do poetry install. So in the toml we have to update all the dependency that we need, and also the script needs to be added. So I did a poetry install. Where is my script? There's a script, right? Now it's missing. So now if I do CLI haiku app, nothing happened. Help CLI haiku app. Okay, so it says installing the current project, writing log file. Okay, so then what if I go out and I do CLI haiku help? Saying nothing happened. I do poetry install here. CLI haiku help. Okay, so nothing happened. I think the script is missing. So let's copy the script. So, so now again, if we do poetry install, something happened. Let me try it again. It says no model name main. Okay, so script is okay. So this underscore is not needed because we had removed that. So now it's dot main and colon app. So if I do install once again, okay, and that didn't work. So ACLI app dot main then colon app. Creating a Python package shell. What do we want to provide a CLI maximum shell? To do that, we add a configuration to the section for three scripts, and we say this is the mm, I think I opened it wrong. So if I open it again, did I edit in the wrong section? Okay, great. So I'm getting deeply confused. So we have dot main, then we have app, and I do poetry install. Now if I do CLI, it's working. So I was in the wrong folder. That is a mistake. So okay, so let's look at this. So this is where everything started. I did a poetry new, which created CLI haiku app, and inside that again we have a CLI haiku app. So I think if I do LSLA, we can see we have poetry.log, this pyproject.toml, then readme, and CLI haiku app. So inside this CLI haiku app is where we have uh, the main.py and our init code available. So the structure is like the CLI haiku app. Inside that we have another CLI haiku app which has the init.py and main.py, and we have pyproject.toml and poetry.log outside that inner folder. And this is how this is the naming dot main dot colon app. And inside main.py, we don't need the if name equal to part because we have underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py. So that's good to go. And now we can. So now when we do poetry install, it's it's installing the CLI inside our own um environment. So let's try running it. So help, and it says this. Now I can say water. It's working. So now I can just call my. So it's like if you imagine git and any other CLI tool, it's similar to that. Not similar, it's exactly same. You have the this is your program name that you're calling, and you can pass in the commands and arguments that you have. So in our case we only have one command, that's why we are able to just pass the argument. But if you had multiple, you would have called it like CLI, maybe say uh, tell haiku or something like that, man, then the argument like this. So yeah, so we just created a CLI application and build it. Okay, we are ready to build it, but so uh, this poetry install actually went through and installed everything, also installed it inside our environment. Now we need to build it. So poetry build will build it, and now we have a dist folder, and now the dist folder has the wheel and tar .gc. So this wheel is what we can share with people, and this is a file, and this is what people can use to install our CLI tool. So what if we share how we can so this is how it is. So you do pip install, then slash slash user and hyphen hyphen user. I think it says here it's important to use avoid sudo. We need hyphen hyphen user and the path to the uh, file, and that should install. So let's try that. I think I can. Can we copy? I mean find open. So inside this we have the wheel file, so we can copy that, and inside live stream I need to paste it so it's there. Okay, so now if I go to my terminal and I say outside this, okay, maybe I can close and create a new terminal. So here I can say live stream, and here I can say testing. It doesn't matter. What I want to do is that just need new environment, so I don't want to install the tool outside that. So I want to try with within the environment. So now I can do is a pip install. Okay, pip install hyphen hyphen user. Then I can put the path. So it will be like this, and we have I think CLI Haiku app 0.1. So pip install. That's how we install other packages. Same thing here. If it was hosted, it would have pulled from PyPy, and because we have the local thing going on, we can maybe do it like this. So it says can perform a user install user site package on visible in the which will no release. Okay, I think hyphen hyphen user has some issue. Maybe I have to remove that. So now if I do, it's installed. But can I run it? Think we can. It's working. Okay, so we learned. I don't know why the color is wrong. But yeah, so we just created a CLI application using typer rich, and we used request library to make request to the server, which behind the scenes uses GPT um, to write a haiku poem based on the theme which is entered by the user. um, and we are has this where is the project? Okay, yeah. We have the command, which is the default command. So the user can just call the CLI and input the theme. Like I could say here sky, and it will write a poem on sky. And we also learn how to use progress. And here is a poem, beautiful poem, written by GPT 3.5 on sky. So we had the code running. Then we are like, okay, let's build it, and we learn to use poetry. Poetry is what used to build packages and ship packages, and we were able to we were able to so first we did a poetry new. Maybe so if you are intending to create a package that is to be shipped, you could do poetry new or you could do poetry init, and you have to just take care of the folder structure. So it has to be in this pattern, and there has to be main.py, and main.py doesn't need to have if name thingy going on, and we need this underscore init.py. And yes, so poetry.init will create poetry.py project.toml file, and you need to add your script, you need to add your dependencies, and then do a poetry dot install. And poetry dot install will install all the things, and will create a dot log file. Also it will install your CLI application that you built into your local environment, so you could test it in the same terminal that you're working on. Then you have to do a build, poetry space build. That's when it will get built. So again, this is similar to how we do build in when you're working with React and such. So there will be this folder which will output the code. So here we can see two. One is star.gc, and which is a file with extension whl. And if you just share this file with your community or your friends, they could just do an install by doing pip install and the path to the file, and they will have your CLI running and ready to go. Other step is that you could publish it again. If we go to, so we did this step poetry build. Now if we do poetry publish, and we have created an account with PyPy, and if we had an API, we could just publish it to pypy.org, and people could then just do pip install and the CLI haiku app, and they will have the application. So yeah, that's a lot of learning. So learned a lot, and I'll be lookout for some CLI application ideas, so that I could just mess around with typer and create some more applications, CLI applications. So maybe let me see. So maybe in my workflow I could figure out some gaps which could be filled out by a CLI application, and yeah, then maybe sit down and code live and learn more the process. So yeah, that's it, the application. So maybe one more haiku. Let's see line haiku. Then let's say goodbye. And this is our last haiku poem that we'll be generating today. And let's see what it comes with. And the poem is golden sun sets low. Golden sun sets low. Pimpering winds bid farewell. Heartache in goodbye. And that's it.